to the quick sitemap and robots.txt builder for Mobirise sites, and it will also work on other sites as well. And so we're going to take you through how you set it up and how you use it, and it's quite simple. First of all, you need to copy. If you pick your website, we'll say we're going to use this one, and we just copy the Sitemaker folder from the package to your site. The complete folder, use something like FileZilla, and it will then copy everything across in the right place. You will see we have where are we? All the files in there that belong to the sitemap maker. Then you simply browse to your sitemap maker folder on your site, and first of all you log in. There is a default password in your pack. Okay, and once you're logged in, you can then go and set a new password if you wish. So you would set that in here. And you have a new password. Okay, so now this is in the subfolder of our main site, so we can now scan all the files and folders in our main site just by clicking the button. And here you see it's found those folders, and it's found all these files, and it will only find web page files. It will automatically exclude all your sitemap maker files and any CK editor files that you may have, and also any files or folders that begin with an underscore, which are normally hidden files and folders. And you can see we've got 12 folders found and 89 web pages within those. You'll see there's some of them are in folders. Here we have those ones are in folders, group files, download file. So now we can decide on which folders and files we don't want to include in the sitemap and we want robots to exclude. So if we select backups, you'll now notice that if there's any files in the backups folder, they are automatically excluded for us, so we don't have to go through and do every file. So if we pick we don't want it to include any of these in the sitemap either. So let's just go through and we just click all the folders that we don't want included in the sitemap, and now you'll see we've got quite a few files that have automatically been excluded for us because they're in those folders. Now you can't check the ones that have been checked like that, because obviously if the folder's been checked, then it's not going to scan any of the files anyway. So the only way to then individually do those files is to uncheck the folder, and then you can go and individually check specific files if you require. So let's go back to that one. So then if there's any pages that you don't want to include that are left, you can simply go through and check the ones that you don't want included. So we'll just do a couple for a minute. Let's pick another one. There we go. Okay, so now those ones we're going to exclude from our sitemap. So then all we need to do now is create our sitemap. But first of all, we need to decide if we're going to include the files with an HTTP or an HTTPS, depending on how your site is accessed. If you've got some htaccess file that redirects everybody to HTTPS, then you may want to include just HTTPS file names in your sitemap. However, you may want to include both HTTP and HTTPS, although that's not recommended, as that will create duplicate page content. So you select one or the other, and how often you're updating those pages, and the usual setting is monthly. Then we just create the sitemap file. That's it, done. Sitemap's created in our root folder of our main site, and then we create our robots.txt file, and that's created in our main site. Now we can have a look and see what they look like. So if we go to our main site, and we should now find a sitemap file. There we go. So let's have a look at that. And as you see, the sitemap's all been created for us, and these are all the file web page files that we didn't check. There we go. So we've got our complete sitemap with any that are in subfolders are included as well. If we can find one with a subfolder. Perhaps we didn't have any left with subfolders. No, we didn't, because we unchecked all the subfolders. So there we are, there's our sitemap. Now if we look at our robots.txt, you will see the sitemap complete directory has been excluded, as have the backups and so on, and it doesn't include all the files in those directories, because simply by disallowing the directory or the folder, that will automatically disallow all the files within those folders. And here are the files that we excluded that were in the main root folder. Okay, and then the sitemap is detailed at the bottom of the robots.txt, so it knows where to find the sitemap file. So that's our robots.txt and our sitemap all created for us. Now if we go back to our page, you'll see we also have an option to save these selections. Now that makes it nice and easy when you come back to update your sitemap if you add some new pages or take some pages out. So you just click save these selections, and a settings file has now been created. So now if we go back, and let's just clear this. Okay, so now you've got nothing in the list. So now if we fetch the site pages again and apply the previous settings, you'll see that it now will scan all the directories and folders as before, but this time it's automatically checked all the ones that we had checked before. So everything is as it was last time we updated it. Now if some of these files no longer exist, then they just simply and you had them checked, then they just simply won't appear. And if you've added new files, then they will appear unchecked for you to decide whether you want to include them or not. And that's it. That's how simple it is. Now if we also go back and fetch without the previous settings, you will see it just scans every file in the folder, and we can start from scratch. And that's it. So that's how easy it is to create a sitemap and a robots.txt with the quick Sitemap Builder Pro Plus. Thanks for watching.
Your dream.